Good evening. Thanks for joining us. You are watching the Prime TV main news at 19:15 hours. We take a look at the headlines. The European Union Election Observer Mission has called for a peaceful, transparent and inclusive electoral process ahead of the August 13 general election. President Hakainde Hichilema has declared a 5-day national mourning in honor of former Vice President Dr. Guy Scott, who died on Wednesday after an illness. A report has revealed that child marriage, adolescent pregnancy and HIV continue to pose significant challenges among adolescent girls in Zambia. Police in Choma District, Southern Province, have arrested a Lusaka maid for stealing an 11-month-old baby. These plus more after this break. Mtoniswa Banda is our news analyst for tonight. And the countdown continues to the August 13 general election, with today marking 28 days to go before the polls. With the main news in detail, I'm Hebet Mutabi. The European Union has officially launched its election observer mission ahead of Zambia's August 13, 2026 general election, with a call for a peaceful, transparent and inclusive electoral process. Speaking during the launch in Osaka, Chief Observer and a member of the European Parliament from Ireland, Michael McNamara, says that the mission is in Zambia at the invitation of the government to observe the country's 6th general election under the EU Observer Programme since 2001. Mr. McNamara says Zambia has a strong democratic tradition and that the upcoming election presents an opportunity to strengthen the country's democratic record. He says that the mission's core team of 11 election experts has already begun work, while 32 long-term observers have been deployed across all 10 provinces to monitor the electoral process and engage with election officials, political parties, candidates, civil society organizations and the media. Favorite Chisi reports.
Has launched its election observation mission for the 13 August election. The mission, launched in Osaka, is the 6th European Union election observation mission to Zambia since 2001. Chief Observer Michael McNamara says Zambia has a strong democratic tradition and that the elections provide another opportunity for citizens to freely choose their leaders. He says an 11-member team of election experts is already on the ground, while 32 long-term observers have been deployed across the country's 10 provinces to monitor the electoral process.
Thirdly, I hope that every stage is transparent, because transparency is what creates confidence and trust in the result. And last but not least, if disputes arise, I hope that they are pursued through dialogue and in accordance with the rule of law. The votes will be Zambian, the choice will be Zambian, and the responsibility for the process belongs to Zambia and its people. As the EU EOM, it is our hope that our presence adds transparency and confidence to the process.
He has also appealed for a peaceful, transparent and inclusive campaign, with women, young people, persons with disabilities and other marginalized groups fully taking part.
I hope that the process will be inclusive, with women, young people and persons with disabilities and other marginalised groups taking a full part as voters, as candidates and as leaders, because democracy is about all citizens being able to participate fully in the election and all citizens continuing to be represented thereafter in how the state is governed.
European Union Deputy Chief Observer Peter Martin Rose Milovic says the mission will also monitor cases of violence against women during the election period.
We have already started meeting with candidates and parties, as the Chief Observer mentioned. We've already met with a number of female candidates as well. We understand that there are very specific challenges, threats, and disinformation which sometimes circulates. We have a specific social media monitoring outfit outfit who will be looking at online speech on different platforms, also in different languages. And we do have a team of trained individuals who will be looking at different languages across different platforms, specifically also looking at issues of incendiary speech, at issues related to violence against women candidates, against women voters. And this is something that we take very seriously and substantively in our reporting, and we hope to give that correct profile in the preliminary statement when we make it.
The mission is expected to present its preliminary findings on 15th August, 2 days after voting, before issuing its final report after the electoral process has been concluded. Favorite Chisi, Prime TV News, Lusaka.
President Hakainde Hichilema has declared a 5-day period of national mourning in honor of former Vice President Dr. Guy Scott, who died on Wednesday in Lusaka after an illness. Secretary to the Cabinet, Patrick Kangwa, says that the national mourning period will run from Thursday, 16th July to Monday, 20th July 2026, when he is expected to be put at rest in Lusaka at Leopard Zoo Memorial Park. Mr. Kangwa says that during the period of national mourning, which will be observed from 06 hours to 18 hours, flags will fly at half-mast. He adds that the burial ceremony will be preceded by a state funeral church service at the Anglican Cathedral of the Holy Cross at 10 hours. Mr. Kangwa has further advised members of the public that the funeral gathering for the late Dr. Scott will be held at Belvedere Lodge along Leopard Zoo Road in Kabolonga, Lusaka. President Hakainde Hichilema has blamed a former Chilubi Member of Parliament, Mulenga Fube, for Chilubi being left out in the delimitation of constituencies. Speaking during a public engagement in Chilubi district, President Hichilema has accused Mr. Fube of having advanced an argument that Chilubi did not need a new constituency. He says this is the reason why Chilubi was not allocated a new constituency. President Hichilema has, however, promised the people of Chilubi that the area will be considered for a new constituency if they vote for the UPND in the August 13 general election. He notes that Chilubi
Unhappy, you are angry, talk to Fube. Liamulumendo, tava bwino. Tava bwino. Mutima wa kweli onse alibawa just angry all the time. If we want to do able to lay lanshanya ngati kuli issue, twaikala panchi twalanshanya bwino. Teti tulanshanya nankwiyo. Mukali sana we. Mulumendo abashani. Ebyo zaba kuna bantu bakatabale bokulanshanya n'abanobe. Ebyo zaba. Nomba namuchenjerayi.
National Reconciliation Party for Unity and Prosperity NRPUP presidential candidate Brian Mundubire has presented a comprehensive 10-point dossier of concerns to the European Union Election Observer Mission EU-EOM regarding the electoral environment ahead of the August 13 general election. Mr. Mundubire, who led the high-level Tonse Pamozi Alliance delegation in the meeting held on Thursday, July 16, 2026, told the EU Election Observer Mission that the country's electoral playing field was increasingly being tilted against opposition political parties through legal manipulation, selective application of electoral laws, abuse of state institutions, and political intimidation. On the electoral legal framework, Mr. Mundubire submitted that recent electoral reforms had been enacted in a manner that disadvantaged opposition political parties, citing ex parte court proceedings affecting the FDD special purpose vehicle, which had disrupted candidate adoption and compelled several aspiring parliamentary candidates to file as independent candidates due to time constraints. He expressed concern over what he described as the selective application of electoral laws by the ECZ, pointing to the indefinite suspension of NRPUP campaigns in Kaputa district, while similar or more serious incidents in Magoe and Lusaka attracted no comparable action. Mr. Mundubire further submitted that the ECZ campaign timetable had significantly limited the opposition's ability to campaign effectively across the country, adding that campaign rules were altered during the campaign period, while the ruling party continued conducting campaign activities through official working visits. He also highlighted delays in approving helicopter transport for opposition campaigns, while President Hakainde Hichilema continued to enjoy unrestricted access to state resources. A report by the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, the Zambia Statistics Agency, ZAMSTATS, and the Network on Ending Child Marriage in Zambia has revealed that child marriage, adolescent pregnancy, and HIV continue to pose significant challenges among adolescent girls, with wider disparities across districts requiring targeted interventions. The analysis shows that Zambia has recorded a 2.3% prevalence of sexually transmitted infections among adolescents aged 15 to 19, while 23.9% of young women are married before the age of 18. Adolescent pregnancy stands at 28%, gender-based violence among adolescent girls at 18.3%, and HIV prevalence among girls aged 15 to 19 at 1.9%. Speaking during the launch of the analysis under the theme and revealing how national averages mask regional disparities, Minister of Finance and National Planning Permanent Secretary for Planning and Administration, Prudence Kauma, said the government is committed to strengthening evidence-based planning as it develops the 9th National Development Plan 2027 to 2031, the next United Nations Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework, and the 10th UNFPA Country Program. Here's a report.
Across Zambia, adolescent girls continue to face challenges that affect their health, education, and future opportunities. A new analysis by the United Nations Population Fund, Zambia Statistics Agency, and the Network on Ending Child Marriage in Zambia has revealed that adolescent pregnancy and HIV remain major concerns, with significant differences across districts. The report shows that 23.9% of young women are married before the age of 18, while adolescent pregnancy stands at 28%.
We recorded 2.3% adolescent prevalence in STIs, and this is for the age 15 to 19. Prevalence, young women.
The Ministry of Health has officially declared the 2025-2026 cholera outbreak over after the country recorded more than 4 consecutive weeks without a single confirmed case. Speaking during a media briefing in Osaka, Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary for Technical Services, Dr. Kennedy Lishimpi, said that the declaration meets the Global Task Force on Cholera Control's requirements for officially closing an outbreak. Dr. Lishimpi says Zambia recorded a total of 1,627 confirmed cholera cases with 26 deaths across 25 districts during the outbreak. He attributed the successful containment of the disease to coordinated efforts by government, health care workers, local authorities, community volunteers, cooperating partners, the private sector, and members of the public. Joseph Tamali reports.
After months of intensive response efforts, Zambia has officially brought the 2025-2026 cholera outbreak to an end. The Ministry of Health says the declaration follows more than 4 consecutive weeks without a single confirmed cholera case.
Officially declaring the end of the cholera outbreak that has tested Zambia since August 2025. This achievement does not belong to the government alone. It belongs to every Zambian who contributed to the national response, from the tireless healthcare workers on the front line and the dedicated community volunteers. The government also recognizes our steadfast cooperating partners and every citizen who embraced the measures necessary to halt the spread of this devastating disease. This closure declaration follows more than 4 consecutive weeks without a single confirmed cholera case, meeting the Global Task Force on Cholera Control, GTFCC, rigorous outbreak closure recommendation.
While commending the collective efforts that led to successive containment of the disease, Ministry of Health has urged Zambians to remain vigilant and maintain good hygiene, drinking safe water, and promptly seeking medical care to prevent future outbreak.
I also wish to express profound gratitude to the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, whose visionary leadership and unwavering commitment has been instrumental in Zambia's successful response to the cholera outbreak. As the Global Cholera Control Champion appointed by the Global Task Force on Cholera Control and the African Union Cholera Control Champion, the President has elevated the fight against cholera to the highest political level, championing sustained investments in water, sanitation, and hygiene, strengthening disease surveillance systems, and advancing the continental goal on eliminating cholera by the year 2030. Under his leadership, Zambia has spearheaded efforts to establish local cholera vaccine manufacturing, launched the Africa CDC and World Health Organization Regional Office for Africa Continental Cholera Preparedness and Response Plan.
Joseph Tamari Banda, Prime TV News.
We take a break. Stay tuned.
Listen up. Colgate is on a mission.
It's kind of a big thing.
Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate science for healthy gums and strong teeth.
Colgate Charcoal Gentle Clean cleans and polishes teeth for a whiter smile and a naturally fresh and clean mouth. Choose natural. Choose Colgate Charcoal.
Say hello to the new Blue Band with vanilla. Double the yum with classic Blue Band flavor and rich creamy vanilla taste. New Blue Band with vanilla, the taste you love plus vanilla. Now available in stores countrywide.
The following is a political advert and does not reflect the views of Prime Television, but those of the content provider.
Badini boss.
Before 2022, millions of Zambian children stayed home because school was unaffordable for many families. Today, things are much better. No more tuition fees, no more PTA fees, and no more examination fees. More than 2.5 million children are back in class across the country. Schools are feeding our children and classrooms are full again. And with the Enhanced Constituency Development Fund, more classrooms are being built, more desks are being made, more teachers are being hired. Because Bali cares. He has delivered this for all children across Zambia. Because free education is not just a policy. It is a promise to every Zambian child, a promise that poverty will not decide their future, a promise delivered. On the 13th of August 2026, vote for Hakainde Hichilema as President of the Republic of Zambia, and let's continue to move Zambia forward together.
The preceding content is a political advert and does not reflect the views of Prime Television, but those of the content providers.
The future is never built by accident. It is imagined, planned, and acted upon early. That's how Kalumbila came to life. Purpose-built for industry, for opportunity, for growth. Positioned at the heart of one of Southern Africa's most strategic growth corridors. Because the smartest investments are not only measured in returns, they're measured in the lives they shape.
by transferring money directly into their bank accounts or their mobile money wallets. All farmers intending to sell their crops to FRA are requested to open bank accounts or mobile money wallets on Airtel, MTN and Zamtel immediately. Visit your nearest bank or mobile network agent with your NRC today and open your account.
Now I get my money through my mobile money wallet while I attend to other chores. I can save, send or use it anytime. Very secure too.
Nalandira ndalama zanga ku banki pa phone kulibe zochedwa kulibe kuyimirira pa mline.
FRA, securing national strategic food reserves, taking wealth to rural Zambia.
We continue with the news. Police in Nakonde District, Muchinga Province, have detained a female police officer and 3 of her accomplices in connection with a social media viral video in which a young woman was being assaulted for allegedly having an affair with the officer's husband. Police Public Relations Officer Godfrey Chidavi says that the incident, which happened on July 13th, 2026, between 11 hours and 12 hours in Mulenda area of Nakonde District, was reported at Nakonde Police Station on Wednesday, July 15th, 2026 by a 23-year-old woman of Antindi area who alleged that she was assaulted by 4 women. Mr. Chidavi says it's alleged that the complainant was assaulted using a stick and was slapped, resulting in physical injuries. He says she further alleged that she was threatened and that the incident was recorded on video without her consent. Mr. Chidavi has identified the suspects as Diana Mkeravai, aged 40, a police officer based in Nakonde, Judith Nangoi, aged 42, Mavis Nankamba, aged 26, and Lista Nachamba, aged 38.
It is alleged that the complainant was assaulted using a stick and was slapped, resulting in physical injuries. She further alleged that she was threatened and that the incident was recorded on video without her consent. Following the report, police instituted investigations, issued the complainant with a medical report form, and referred her to Nakonde Urban Health Center for medical examination and treatment. The suspects, identified as Diana Mkelawai, aged 40, a police officer based in Nakonde, Judith Nangoi, age 42, Mavis Nakamba, age 26, and Lista Nachamba, age 38, have since been detained. In addition to the alleged aggravated assault offense, the suspects may face further charges under the Cybercrimes Act No. 4 of 2025 in connection with the alleged recording and possible distribution of an explicit video without the complainant's consent, subject to the outcome of ongoing investigations. The Zambia Police Service reiterates its zero tolerance for gender-based violence, and those found culpable will be dealt with firmly in accordance with the law, regardless of their status, position, or background. Investigations are ongoing.
Meanwhile, police in Choma District, a southern province, have apprehended a female suspect in connection with a child stealing a case involving an 11-month-old male child who was reported stolen in Lusaka. Mr. Chidavi has identified the suspect as Rachel Banda, aged 30, of Lusaka, who was apprehended Thursday, July 16th, 2026, after police found her with a missing child at a lodge in Choma. Mr. Chidavi says that the matter was reported at Chilenje Police Station through Godfrey Mianda Police Post in Lusaka on July 14th, 2026, around 22:50 hours. He says preliminary investigations revealed that the suspect, who was known to the child's family and worked as a maid near the complainant's residence, allegedly took the child from the mother's house in Chalala area on the same day around 16:40 hours. Mr. Chidavi has explained that it is alleged that the suspect took the child, who is a twin, on the pretext of buying him snacks from a nearby shop but did not return. National Reconciliation Party for Unity and Prosperity NRPUP Lumezi North parliamentary candidate Clement Mwale has died. NRPUP Eastern Province Chairperson Maxon Nkoma has confirmed the death of Mr. Mwale in a telephone interview, describing the late as the most committed and hardworking member of the party. Mr. Nkoma says Mr. Mwale passed on in the early hours of today, Thursday, July 16th, 2026. He states that the people of Lumezi and Eastern Province as a whole have lost a dedicated public servant who served diligently as council chairperson for Lumezi from 2016 to 2021, adding that his commitment to serving the people will forever be remembered.
It is with deep sadness that I'm here to inform members of the Tonse Pamoja Alliance in Eastern Province and Zambia at large that we have lost one of our most committed and hardworking member, Mr. Clement Mwale of Lumezi District. Mr. Mwale, who was our parliamentary candidate for Lumezi North, passed away in the early hours of today. The party wishes to convey its deepest sympathy and heartfelt condolences to the family of the late Mr. Clement Mwale and to the people of Lumezi over his untimely passing. The people of Lumezi and Eastern Province as a whole have lost a dedicated public servant who served diligently when he was working as council chairperson for Lumezi between the year 2016 to 2021. His commitment to serving the people will be forever remembered. The Tonse Pamoja Alliance will in the due course write to the returning officer to formally notify them of the death of our parliamentary candidate for Lumezi North.
Movement for Voter Sensitization Chairperson Bishop Ellison Walia says that the movement will intensify community voter sensitization aimed at encouraging voters to turn out in numbers in the August 13 general election. Speaking during a press briefing in Kitwe, Bishop Walia says this will be done through massive sensitization in public places such as markets, schools and bus stations, among other places. He has stressed the need for voters to turn out in numbers and cast their votes. Bishop Walia has also reminded citizens that they have a responsibility to uphold the integrity of the electoral process by rejecting practices such as vote buying, voter intimidation, violence, and the spread of misinformation. He says credible elections can only be possible when all stakeholders adhere to the law and electoral guidelines. And speaking earlier, Good Governance and Democracy Advocates Zambia, GODAZA Executive Director Elias Mlenga commended the Electoral Commission of Zambia for the manner it has handled the electoral process thus far.
So as an organization, we will sensitize the community. We shall stand to sensitize the community and the eligible voters by using town halls, markets, bus stations, and schools on voter education. We will do that as voter sensitization movement. When we talk about the youth and the women engagement, we have seen that this year, for example, we have got women that are standing as members of parliament. We've seen the young women, one who is in Mwense. Yes, that young lady who needs the support of the women as well as the youths. You know, governance system is bigger than an individual. And I believe even youths, they've got something that they can add. Which is a plus to the nation. And under the open window policy and under the peaceful governance, we can simply say we appreciate even the government and the policies that they have made. Peaceful pledge. We are pledging as an organization to get communities to commit to peaceful campaigns. And it is our appeal to all the aspiring candidates, both mayoral, starting from the councillors up to presidency, to make sure that they commit themselves to preach peace, love, and unity.
Minister of Tourism Permanent Secretary Evans Muhanga says agriculture remains at the backbone of Zambia's economy and that the Agriculture and Commercial Show stands as a proud testament of how trade in the agriculture sector drives development. Speaking during a media briefing on preparations for the 98th Agriculture and Commercial Show, Mr. Muhanga has called on citizens to use the forthcoming show to promote growth in agriculture and the wider economy. And Show Society President Rene Lawrence says that the show is more than an exhibition, as it serves as a market, a place of ideas, innovations and opportunities. The 98th Agriculture and Commercial Show will be held from 29th July to 3rd August 2026.
The 98th Agriculture and Commercial Show will have extended hours of operation of business. This is to complement government's increased hours of economic development. And Permanent Secretary under the Ministry of Tourism has called for active participation from all stakeholders to ensure that the country's agriculture, business and tourism is advertised to the outside world.
You know, you have to make sure that as you do it, you say, Zambia moves you, so that we can elevate Zambia's profile as a leading destination in Africa. So really this is what I wanted President to be able to share with the media here at this media briefing, and to urge every exhibitor that they can be able to use this brand and our colleagues in the media to carry this as their own. The same way we are proud of one Zambia, one nation. It's a motto. So start talking about Zambia moves you.
The show, which is scheduled to begin on the 29th of July and will run through up to the 3rd of August 2026, will attract different business ventures with several Show Society stakeholders coming on board.
This show positions Zambia as a reliable supplier within the region,
it's also reflected in our shared commitment to regional integration. Both our countries are proud members of the Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA, one of Africa's largest regional economic communities. Within COMESA, our two countries continue to work together to promote trade facilitation, regional infrastructure, connectivity, industrialization, agricultural productivity, and financial integration. As regional value chains become increasingly important, the complementary strengths of Zambia and Egypt present significant opportunities for expanding intra-African trade and investment. The implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area equally presents an unprecedented opportunity for African countries to unlock new markets, stimulate industrial development, and strengthen economic resilience. The AfCFTA is more than a trade agreement. It is a strategic instrument for advancing Agenda 2063 by reducing barriers to trade, encouraging manufacturing, promoting technology transfer, and creating decent employment opportunities, particularly for young people and women.
This year, maybe just 2 weeks ago, we celebrated the culmination of these efforts through signing the first contract covering 85 kilometers of Muatenda-Muanilonga Road, which is considered as a lifeline for the communities of the northwestern province. It will reduce travel time, improve connectivity, and unlock vast economic opportunities with better access to the market. I'm equally pleased to note that this project is just the beginning. Our cooperation is expanding. We are actively exploring partnerships in other vital sectors, including energy, where leading Egyptian firms like Swedi are interested in contributing to Zambia's power generation and renewable energy goals, as well as in housing infrastructure development.
After the break, we have safety news brought to you by the Workers' Compensation. Stay tuned.
The following is a political advert and does not reflect the views of Prime Television, but those of the content provider.
We will not rest until every Zambian family feels the benefit of this generational change.
Niwake mupando mulekeni, azibanchito hakainde. Niwake mupando mulekeni, azibanchito hakainde. Niwake mupando mulekeni, azibanchito hakainde. Together, twaneleja pamoja. Iseme pikatane, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, adi together, twaneleja pamoja. Iseme pikatane, yeah, yeah, yeah. Niwake mupando mulekelendi, azibanchito hakainde. Niwake mupando mulekeni, 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 azibanchito
Can we do more? Yes, we can do more. The work continues. We want to rest even more.
Niwake mupando mulekeleni Aziba nchito hakainde Niwake mupando mulekeleni Aziba nchito hakainde.
The preceding content is a political advert and does not reflect the views of Prime Television, but those of the content providers.
Planning a party? Take it from fun to unforgettable. Inflatables Venture Solution. We've got jumping castles for every occasion, small castles for backyard birthdays, giant obstacle courses for school events, and our new bubble houses for those dreamy, Insta-worthy moments. Different sizes, different themes, and the best part, prizes start from just 800 kwacha, going up to 2,000 kwacha, depending on size and style. We deliver, we set up, we pack up. You just enjoy the party. Ready to bounce? To make your booking, contact us today on 0973 133 905, 0974 440 489, or 0955 343 000. We are located on plot 1026/1 CK off Great North Road, Lusaka. PO Box 32439, Lusaka. Inflatables Venture Solution, where the fun begins.
Sweeping across the nation, a youthful, vibrant spirit, driven by the passion for a taste that boosts our inner well-being. A taste crafted in the heart of sun-kissed fields from Zambia's finest sorghum. A taste driven by the passion to boost your inner well-being. It's who we are, how we are, and where we've come from. Sogo, the new taste of culture.
Welcome to New World of Entertainment in Zambia. Cartoons, music, news, movies, drama, series, documentaries, food, travel, the best from Hollywood and Bollywood, international football, CAF competitions, La Liga, Serie A, German Bundesliga, Saudi League, Carabao Cup, Asian Championship, Barclays Women's League, local leagues, and much more. Grab your Azam TV decoder at 350 Zambian Kwacha and full kit at 589 Zambian Kwacha, and watch all your favorite channels free for 2 months. For more details, contact us on 971-246-222, 763-664-455. WhatsApp 77-500-0013. Azam TV, entertainment for everybody.
Exactly what I need. It's a secret ingredient. You can enjoy it every day. Ukamela mo.
is not just milk. It's Dairy Gold milk. It's farm fresh and it's delicious.
Oh, what a bad day. When everything is bright and golden. Bad day. The sun is shining in the mighty morning. Bad day. Without my family in that moment, that day would have been a bad day.
Yeah, everyone's bad day is my bad day. But guess what? When my banja comes together, there are no bad days.
Banja washing powder, the family detergent.
It is now time for safety news brought to you by the Workers' Compensation.
Long before our cities bustled with technology and long before the global markets looked to our land, the story of Zambia was being written by the hands of its workers, the hands that braved the deep earth, tilled the soil, and laid the literal tracks of our nation. But in those early days of industrial growth, the worker faced the unexpected, alone. The earliest formal acknowledgement of worker protection dates back to the colonial Workmen's Compensation Ordinance of 1930, a basic legislative nod to the risks of the job, but one that was heavily restricted and fragmented. As our industries expanded, the demands for true protection grew louder. Revisions followed in 1944, expanding structural frameworks slightly, yet the system remained rigid, reactive, and far from reaching every ordinary individual building the country. Then came the dawn of a new era. In 1963, on the very eve of our national independence, a sovereign realization took root. A free, self-determining nation must fiercely protect its most valuable asset, its people. The Workmen's Compensation Ordinance of 1963 was enacted, officially establishing a centralized fund. This was the true birth of our collective safety net.
to wash clothes at Mukushi River together with his colleagues, after which he attempted to swim and eventually drowned. Joseph Siambihi has the details.
On 15th of July 2026 at 16:40 hours, Mukushi Police Station received a report of drowning which occurred on the 15th of July 2026 around 14 hours in Mukushi River. Central Province Police Commanding Officer Lemeganchirwa says on the 10th of July 2026, the now deceased Innocent Mulao travelled from Ndola to Mukushi to write his GCE examination at Miloso Secondary School. Upon reaching the mentioned school, he met Maxwell Joma and other persons who came from different places to write the same examination, whom he started staying with. However, on the 15th of July 2026, around 12 hours, the now deceased and others decided to go and wash clothes at Mukushi River. When they finished washing clothes, around 14 hours, they decided to bath in the same river, of which the deceased got into without knowing how deep it was. Before his colleagues could also join him, they noticed that the deceased was struggling to swim. Efforts to rescue him could not work out as they saw the deceased drowning. Having observed that, his friends rushed to inform local people of the same area, and Thomas Machungan, aged 20, managed to retrieve Innocent Mulao, whom they rushed to Miloso Clinic, where he was pronounced dead. Later, the matter was reported to the police. Police went to Miloso Clinic, where the body of the deceased was found. A physical inspection was conducted and no physical injuries were observed. The body was picked and deposited into Mukushi District Hospital mortuary, awaiting post-mortem examination and burial. Joseph Siambihi reporting, Prime TV News.
Chwempala market traders in Chingola who had their goods destroyed by a fire last year have received the 10 million kwacha aid from President Hakainde Hichilema. The affected traders have since thanked President Hichilema for honoring the pledge. Chwempala market chairperson Davis Kasasa says that the money will help them restart their businesses following the devastating fire that swept through the market. Meanwhile, Chingola District Commissioner Howard Kamwandi says that the money will be distributed equally to all the affected individuals. More in the following report.
It was a scene of relief and gratitude for Chwempala market traders in Chingola district whose goods were destroyed by fire last year as they received a 10 million kwacha aid from President Hakainde Hichilema. Hundreds of traders, men and women whose livelihoods were reduced to ashes last year, gathered in numbers with their faces full of jubilation. Bishop Joseph Kajila is committee steering committee as he shared more.
We are here to disperse that very support to the victims. The money is meant to help you stand again. It's not compensation. It's a token of support from the head of state, not any other person, so that you restock your tables and you bring back livelihood to your families.
He thanked President Hakainde Hichilema for his good gesture to the affected individuals.
I urge all of us to pray for this president and his family and his government. Tulekabila intungurusha ishakwata emitima, ishamutembo, ishakusakamana abantu.
Meanwhile, Chingola District Commissioner Howard Kamwandi was the guest of honor.
I would like to thank the Republican President Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, His Excellency, for fulfilling his words, because he's a man of his words, for paying the fire incident victims that happened here in Chingola, to be precise, Chwempala Market last 2025.
Davis Kasasa is Chwempala Market chairperson